This is DC Channel Guns. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.
What up? This is DC Channel Guns coming back with you another video, people. I appreciate you for tuning in. If you don't mind, please subscribe. Please hit that notification. Share the video, people. Share it on your social media. Get the video out so we can bring more people in, build up the community so we can keep our Second Amendment, people. So we can have all these people stop losing their 2A. So with that said, people, also I got another channel. You can follow me over there. I appreciate all the support. If you subscribe to this channel, go over there and subscribe over there. Even if you don't even watch it, just go over there, subscribe, and support me over there. I deeply appreciate it. So, and also I appreciate the comments, people. I appreciate all the positivity and stuff like that, the advice and everything. Doing these videos, people, is a good service to the 2A community because I think that it is flying on the radar. It needs to be highlighted more. And, that's going to be my duty to make sure we put these things out there so we can stop a lot of these gun owners from making mistakes and stuff so they can keep their Second Amendment. We can build the 2A community bigger and not be reduced, and we can fight against the unconstitutional laws that the people's trying to take your farms and stuff like that, trying to take things away from you. So that's how we're going to do that, people. So with that said, I'm going to get into today's gun news, people. Now, I'm going to say this again, people. Now, we're listening to this regurgitation all over social media, your friends, your family, and everybody, telling people, hey, carry a gun to protect yourself. But guess what? We're missing a whole lot of things before we keep trying to carry guns and stuff. I'm talking about when you're carrying a firearm, people, guess what? You got to check your temperament, your attitude, the way that you conduct yourself. You got to learn how to defuse situations and stuff. I'm talking about there's a lot of things that you got to do when you're carrying a firearm. Because like I said before, if you don't check them things, you don't check them boxes right there, people, guess what? Things can happen and you won't be prepared. Now, you got a lot of people are preparing, going to the range, how to carry, dress, and all this kind of stuff around their firearm and stuff like that. But guess what? Some more work. There's a lot of work you need to be doing before you get to that step. The first step, guess what? You got to check yourself, people. Got to check your temperament. Got to start thinking. So let's get into it. So right here, we have a article right now, people. This article here, if you ain't heard, now this article was it was a Chipotle shooting at a Chipotle restaurant and stuff like that. So you have a gun owner who is charged with a shooting at a Chipotle over because he didn't get enough guacamole, people. Think about it. Because he didn't get enough guacamole, he got upset, pulls the firearm and stuff and everything, and fired the firearm inside Chipotle. So let's get into it. Now, before we get into it, this gun owner here was, just to let you know about his credentials, that this gun owner here had a permit to carry the weapon and had no prior criminal conviction. So he was a legal gun owner, had a permit to conceal carry. So, we got that out of the way. He's a gun owner. So let's get to what happened. Now, right here, it's saying that the 32-year-old man and his wife entered the restaurant and placed an order. Now, while standing at the register, Mr. Brown, the 32-year-old man, asked for extra guacamole for his food that he just purchased. Now, the female Chipotle worker, I guess the female Chipotle worker was serving Mr. Brown, gave him what to believe a small amount of guacamole, which upset Brown. Now, like I said before, I'm talking about if they didn't give you the guacamole, I'm talking about, you can ask for the guacamole or say, look, I'll pay for some extra guacamole, whatever, because I want some extra guacamole. I'm talking about I eat at Chipotle. I love their foods and stuff like that. I'm talking about, I had never had a problem with them giving me less food. I'm talking about I get a lot. When I get guacamole, they give me a lot of guacamole and stuff like that. So I love my bowls at Chipotle and stuff like that. So I'm talking about let's go on. Now, Mr. Brown called the female employee a derogatory name. Called her the B word. See what I'm saying? This is a gun owner. So now you're initiating something. So he called the employee a B word. Now, that's allegedly, that's what the article say. Now, which upset her. Now, understandably, the person said the other Chipotle escorted the female cashier away to avoid any further conflict. So you had another employee who moved this other employee out of the way so it won't be no conflict. Now, when the woman, the co-worker, escorted her to the kitchen, to the front counter, when they left unattended. So the employee escorted the other employee that was with serving Mr. Brown, the 32-year-old man that ordered the guacamole, escorted to the back of the kitchen. Now, the front counter was unattended. Now, so when the front counter was unattended, they said that Mr. Brown, who previously paid for his food items, then proceeded to go around the counter and bag his own items. So now we have the gun owner who goes around the counter in the restaurant and proceed to bag his own food and stuff like that. So then he proceeded to go around the counter, bag his own food. Then he took a cup and filled it up with guacamole. Now, as he filled up with guacamole, another 21-year-old, employee or victim was knocked to the ground. A 21-year-old victim. Now, I don't know if it was an employee or whatever the case may be, knocked the guacamole out of Mr. Brown's hand. Now, when he knocked the guacamole out of Mr. Brown's hand, when Mr. Brown was serving himself, now Mr. Brown immediately grabbed the victim by the neck, slammed him into the refrigerator, and then the fight concluded. So, like I said, when he went around the counter, got his food, bagged his food, so he proceeded to fill his own cup up, his cup with guacamole. I guess employee or somebody said victim or whatever, knocked the guacamole out of his hand. Then Mr. Brown grabbed the man by the neck. Then the fight concluded. So they started fighting. So Mr. Brown, then when the fight started, the gun owner, Mr. Brown, pulled out his 9mm handgun, which he had concealed on his right hip, and fired one round, striking the victim in the right knee. This is a gun owner, people. A legal to carry his firearm, who seemed like to me he initiated the whole thing. Went around the counter, he calling names. I'm talking about, then he go around, then like I said, he go employee, knocked the guacamole out of his hand, then he grabs the employee or the victim, whoever. Then guess what? They start fighting. The next thing, temperance flaring. Then the gun owner grabbed his 9mm handgun from his hip. And then he fired one shot, shooting against the employee or the victim in the knee. Now, what they said that the person is in stable condition, no life-threatening injuries as far as what I'm looking at. And so now, guess what? You see what I'm saying? All this could have been diffused. I'm talking about, the gun owner could have said, hey, I'll pay for extra guacamole. I'm talking about just be nice, respectful, even though you feel like you didn't get enough guacamole. Hey, just respect each other. That's it. I'm quite sure if they had a respectful conversation with the girl and whatever the case may be, everything, he probably got an extra guacamole, be out of there. See what I'm saying? Still got his Second Amendments, people. So now, Mr. Brown is being charged. He's been charged with felonies and all kinds of stuff. So right now, I want to put something out there. So right now, he's been charged. Let's see. I had it up right here. So I want to highlight this right here. Now, he's been charged. So right now he's been charged. He had a $20,000 bond, and he also is being charged facing 10 years in prison, plus an additional 2 years for farm charge, if convicted. So he had not been convicted, but he facing 10 years in prison, then facing another 2 years for farm charges. I'm talking about, come on, people. All this was uncalled. This could have been avoided. Temperament, diffuse the situation, de-escalating the situation, just walking away, or just being polite and courteous, being respectful to each other. See, all this would have been avoided, people. But this is a legal gun owner who now is a possibility he's gonna lose his Second Amendment. Guess what? They ain't got to get a lawyer. Lawyer gonna cost a whole lot of money. I keep telling y'all these things. I'm not making this stuff up. You got to get a lawyer. It's gonna cost you a lot of money. If you don't got the money, it ain't looking good. Now, I'm talking about he facing all these charges. And then we talking about all these politicians that the red flag laws. I don't know if you know about red flag laws in this state and all the other laws and stuff. But guess what? It's gonna come raining down on them in court. I'm talking about it's gonna come raining down onto them. I'm talking about, man. So I'm talking about, now some of his charges was they was misdemeanors, but now they turned into felony charges. That's pretty much what happened. So I'm talking about, this is crazy. Now, after the incident, soon he left the restaurant, he was pulled over by police and arrested. That's pretty much what happened. So I'm talking about, this is the stuff that I'm talking about, people, that, we have to start thinking about what's going on. And so right now, it's saying that he has been charged with assault, attempt to do great bodily harm, less than murder, but discharge a weapon in or at building causing injuries, 2 counts of possession of a firearm, and the commission of a felony. Now, I'm going to put this up here, abbreviation now, commission of a felony. Now, I had to look that up so I can make sure I be clear. But what it is, it was misdemeanors that they turned into felony charges now. So it depends on how many misdemeanors that they turned into felony charges. This gun owner is facing a lot of time in prison and losing the Second Amendment. He would never get them back again. That's why I say, people, these are mistakes that gun owners making all the time. So, I went through this article and I wanted to break this down so you can understand what is going on and what these things happen. These are how these things play out in the real world, people. You got to be prepared to know how to de-escalate situations. And that is a huge problem. A lot of gun owners don't know how to de-escalate. First thing they think of, the firearm. And then you can't be initiating stuff. You can't be out here. You got to be able to know how to walk away. Be a man, walk away. Being a man is not standing and just get involved, get in fights and stuff, knowing what you got at risk. Now, I don't know if this man working, got a family, whatever the case may be, but guess what? If he's behind bars, who gonna feed his family? These are the type of things you got to think about, people. I hadn't seen nothing in here that he was facing a threat of his life, of life injuries or bodily harm done to him. I haven't seen nothing in there that he was going to get hurt or some type of bodily harm or whatever the case may be. And look like to me, according to this article, allegedly, seemed like the gun owner started all this stuff, initiated, and just ran away with this thing. So that's what's going on, people. So I just want to go over this article about this Chipotle shooting and everything. Guess what, people? When you're considered carrying a firearm, it's a lot of things that you got to check the boxes and stuff before you start carrying a gun out in public. Because if you ain't got them things that I've been talking about in place, people, guess what? You're going to lose your Second Amendment or end up in jail, or you possibly end up killed. So with that said, people, this is DC Channel Guns, and I'll catch you on the next one.
This is DC Channel Guns. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.